Hi, everyone. Welcome back to a special interview / promo chat with Rich and myself, because today we're going to talk about Corazón de Vida and a drive you have going on right now for school supplies for all of the orphanages that you guys support down south in Baja. So, Rich, welcome back to the studio.
Thank you for having me, Andy. This is awesome. You
Now,
say Corazón de Vida so well.
Well, I've been practicing, honestly, because I have to...
I don't.
I want it to come across naturally because I really do care about it. But for people who don't know about what you do, can we start? Let's start there before we jump into the ask. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Corazón de Vida. I say it like just a white pasty dude. It is an organization that started about 30 years ago by an actual person who grew up in an orphanage. Her name is Hilda, and she later came to the States and desired to go back to the orphanage that she grew up in to make a difference and see, what it's like from her experience of it being a very healthy, plenty of food, plenty of activities and structure. It went from that to kids not having their shoes, not having enough food, and she went back to Orange County and said, "I've got to do something." And went to her boss. None of her coworkers knew that she grew up in an orphanage. It's not something that you would bring up all the time. And she went to her boss, a little nervous, because he didn't know this about her. And there's some, I don't know, maybe some prejudice or how did you get here? All these things that come up immediately. And so she went to her boss and said, I grew up in this orphanage. I went back there just couple of days ago, and I'd like to do a fundraiser here at the office. And from there, it grew to an organization that we are sponsoring 10 orphanages, and right now about from the orphanages into university and trade school. That's how you break the cycle of poverty. That's how you break it. It's by education or a trade school where the kids aren't desiring to leave where they are, but to invest where they are, grow where they are, marry and have kids in their communities.
Yeah,
that's the answer to
It's the planting seeds and harvesting. Being fruitful in the area that you come from, reinvesting into the areas. There's a book many years ago that Timothy Keller wrote called Generous Justice, and one of the concepts of generous justice was not just taking from the community you're from, but where you are benefiting from, also reinvesting by buying there, living there, participating there, being involved there, not only in a visible level, but an actual practical, deep, connected rootedness. And I love that about Hilda's story because she came from this system, if you will, and then she has now poured her life's work into growing that and scaling it now to 10 locations and 500 kids.
500 kids
the number?
Every day. Yeah,
wow.
500 to 600 kids every day. They have a safe space to grow up in, which is, for any of us, that's crucial.
Yeah.
And then secondly, having that space that has plenty of food, which is crucial. I mean, we think of that today in our lives and here in Southern California, like, okay, that's a given. It's for these kids, it's not a given. Yeah. And they are brought into these families and then receive immediate therapy, which is crucial. They've experienced a lot of trauma in their lives. I say this often, that these kids, when I say these kids, the kids that are in our orphanages, the Corazón de Vida sponsored orphanages, have experienced more trauma the first 5 to 10 years of their life than you and I have most likely in our entire lives. Yeah. So it's very real. So when these kids come in, become a part of our programs, they receive therapy from day one, and then also the promise of school and tutoring. But each child knows that if you want to go to university, if you want to go into a trade school, which trade schools graduates seem to make more money than those of us from the universities, right? You're going to do it. We will see you through that. And we now have doctors, lawyers, veterinarians, dentists, but a lot of therapists.
Yeah.
They want to they know what they've been through, and they want to give therapy to a lot of the kids that are in the orphanages. So
something in just a short time that I've known you and known Hilda and learned more about Corazón de Vida is you guys have really created this experience for people where they can get out of the thing that brought them there.
Yes.
But then they are so interested in like boomeranging back through the front door to see how they can help now that they've gotten to a place in life where there is stability from an unstable place.
Yes.
One of those things like you mentioned is, therapy and counseling services. The other one is reducing the uncertainty of where's my next meal going to come from, or where are my shoes, or do I even have shoes, and all that. But the educational component is critical because that's going to be like the path and their way forward into achieving a career that now people are coming back. And so the people who are there getting to see someone as a success story come back to the front door gives them a vision for their future as well. And I absolutely love that.
Yeah. You said it so much better than me.
No.
I think you should work for Corazón de Vida.
Well, we're doing the work right now, which includes just being like, call a spade. Like when you need help, sometimes you just got to throw out the call for help and go, hey, we need help. And right now it's kind of one of those moments.
Yes.
We're in the swing of the new school season for, a lot of people in their personal life. And there is a lot of need that comes to that. So we have like a supplies list that I'm going to put a link in the description box if that's okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
We're going to put a supplies list there for all the things that Corazón de Vida is in need of for the students there. It's everything from pencils and pens to crayons and paper and notebooks and
calculators if they can grab those.
Yeah, erasers, all that stuff. So tell me why this is so critical. I want to talk about practical stuff first. So when are we doing this fundraiser drive? And then like where can people bring things, number one? And then why is it so critical we do this now?
These are great questions that I may not have all the answers to. I'm kidding. It's happening now. The drive is happening now in many different schools here in the San Diego. Also, civic groups are helping with this. But the drive is happening now. Where you can drop it off is your local BNI chapter, which is for me is Bonita. So bring it to the Bonita chapter. Maybe not all chapters. Sorry, I overstepped. We can edit that out.
I'm going to go ahead and pot commit BNI San Diego at large. How about that?
At large.
So I will pot commit that, and I will let Ed and the whole team know that.
Yes, let Ed know, and I'll drive around and pick it up.
Yeah, people in San Diego can bring supplies from the supply list to BNI meetings that are held in person. Yes. If you want to come and see Rich and myself, that would be Wednesday mornings down at the Chula Vista Golf Course between 7 a.m. and 8:30.
Yes.
I'm going to volunteer our spot. So our physical space here in Eastlake, the address is below. You can drop off supplies with me directly at our office all the way through the end of August, and I will make sure things get to you, Rich.
I love it. I'll come by, pick it up. It's easy peasy.
Yeah.
Quick question. Who do we talk to about changing a time that a BNI meets?
That actually, there are meetings throughout the day. There are meetings that are lunch groups and evening groups in other areas work. Like Vegas has one that's like for people in the entertainment industry and who do conferences. They do night stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So it has a lot to do with kind of the pace of the city.
Yeah.
So
I love our chapter, and I'm going to stay in our chapter forever. But it's early. But I've got to complain about that. That's just my issue. I'm
going to remind the audience of one thing that I've learned many years ago, and it actually does dovetail with contributions of donations in nonprofit world too, is Ivan Meisner himself. Dr. Ivan Meisner, the founder of BNI, told me this in a training once. He said, remind people it's never too early to collect a paycheck.
Oh, wow.
Right?
That's a great line.
And I'm going to say it this way. It's never too early to make a contribution that matters. So it doesn't matter if I'm asking you to show up at 7 o'clock in the morning, your school supplies, just be cool with that. You're already doing something benevolent and from the bottom of your heart. And if you can't make it at 7, that's okay. I'll be there at 8:30. You can come by at 8:30 too. And if you can't come by at 8:30, you can bring it to my office all the way up till 5 in the afternoon. So
you get like in trouble if you're late.
No. Oh man. You know what? The thing about
I'm having a good time.
The thing about it is that BNI cares about having nonprofits in, and we're happy to have Corazón de Vida as part of that. You're actually one of a very, very few handpicked people to be in a nonprofit role in BNI that they sponsor, where BNI wants this to be happening in the county of San Diego among the chapters. And even this right now between us is not necessarily a beta test. We're going right to market with this, but let's see how this all works. We want this to work for the nonprofits in town. And specifically today, all the things that we're asking people for to contribute physical supplies. I want BNI people to meet that need for you. I want you to have excess so that you have people you have to find to give it to, or that you have a store of things that you can get from when you run out of supplies. That's what I want.
Yes, and that would be a dream come true.
Let's do it, man.
We are definitely in this time and place where our program is growing, and we want to have that backpack, those supplies ready to go.
Yeah.
And so the kids don't have to go to the first week or 2 weeks without those supplies. So we need to get those in.
That's super awesome. I'm going to put all the contact information for Corazón de Vida in the description box. The drop spot locations are going to be in the description box, as well as the items needed list. So,
let's do
it. Rich, thank you so much for doing this like quick little promo with me today.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this, and I'm eager myself to see this thing get carried across the finish line. So I want to do this together.
And let me just say, we at Corazón de Vida love you, your family, and we love BNI.
Thank you.
Honestly, when I first came in, besides just always complaining about the time, which is me, but there were in our BNI, and I'm learning that it's not just to ours; it's across the board in many places, of the chapters. That the giver's gain is such an amazing philosophy, and for us at Corazón de Vida to watch you live into it, to watch BNI live into, we want to make a difference. Let's bring in the nonprofit community to do that. Was and is continues to be an amazing blessing. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rich. Thank you all for watching this message and also for sharing this message. That is a preemptive close. I'm asking you to share this message to people in and throughout San Diego during the month of August. Let's go ahead and attack that needs list for Rich and for all of the students and the kids at Corazón de Vida. Rich, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for what you're doing to change all these lives. Hilda's story is amazing. If you haven't watched Hilda's story, you can go back on this channel and watch the interview that Rich and myself and Hilda did all about her road to where she's at today and building out Corazón de Vida as well. So thank you all for watching, and we certainly appreciate your contributions. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you soon on another episode. Thanks. Bye.